Alain Chili. He's the responsible person at myclimate, who makes sure that the donations are efficiently used in the right places. Mr. Chili visits a project in northern India at the foot of the Himalayas in the Kotwara region in the state of Uttarakhand. Air pollution is a huge problem here. This is partly due to the many brick factories in the area, which use poor quality coal to fire the bricks. A myclimate project has been started here to improve the situation. Biomass briquettes such as these are made of organic waste material and reduce the CO2 emissions. Until now, coal has been the most important fuel. The workers use coal to feed the fires which harden the bricks in the underground kilns. The soot and CO2 emissions produced by these brick factories are enormous. The method of firing has remained the same for many generations.
On the right place, it works really with putting down
The preformed bricks are stacked and the spaces between filled with fuel. The entire process, from slowly heating up and firing to slowly cooling down, takes place over several weeks. The coal is now being replaced step by step through climate-neutral biomass pellets, or briquettes, which are produced using organic waste from the fields or forests. There are almost 300 brick factories in this region. We can reach only approximately 5% of them with this project, so there's a huge potential. The most important argument in favor of the biomass briquettes, and the only factor which counts for the managers of the brickworks, is that the briquettes produce the same heat output as coal, but at a lower price. A significant proportion of the raw material for the briquettes originates in the rural regions in the hills of the Himalayas. Here, large quantities of pine needles lie on the forest floor, a previously unused source of biomass which is now being collected by the villagers. For the people who live here, this provides a welcome additional source of income. The wage of approximately €1.60 that they earn per day is higher than the official minimum wage. Portable plastic tents serve as collection points. The initiators and leaders of the entire project are Rajesh and Brijesh Rawat, brothers from this region. Amazing amounts of biomass are brought together in this way. Within this valley, approximately 1,000 tons will be collected, with 120 tons in this village alone. 7 or 8 central collection points are planned for the valley. The collection and use of the pine needles has many advantages.
These pine needles have very high calorific value, plus it's available in abundance. There's pine trees everywhere, and these pine needles are a nuisance right now because they cause a main nuisance is the forest fire.
The number of fires and their destructive force have dramatically increased over the last few years due to global warming and increasing dryness. From a business point of view, the myclimate project has had a considerable impact on the region.
So the total becomes 32 tons a day.
Approximately €260,000 flow into the project annually from myclimate, with a total project turnover of around €970,000. To put this into proportion, in India this means that thousands of jobs are created. Jobs are not only created in rural areas for the collection of the pine needles, but also in the production of the biomass briquettes. The needles are first passed through a shredder and then mixed with other organic waste.
Actually, we are talking about 2-3 type of composition. First one is 55% of pine, and then rest 45% is the sawdust. And the second composition we are talking about, maybe 5% is cow dung, and 55% are pine needles, and rest of the sawdust.
The mixed biomass is then pressed into briquettes or pellets. This new machine was financed by the Swiss tour operator Globetrotter as startup aid for the project. The pressed pellets can be used in many ways. For example, in canteen kitchens of restaurants or temples, with the newly developed smokeless cookers. These cookers replace the traditional charcoal or gas cookers. The biomass cookers, known as chulas, have various advantages.
They are very comparable to gas stoves, and they achieve pretty much the same efficiency, but for people here, big advantage is the cost. So they get a net savings of around 70% by using biomass instead of LPG.
These same chulas are now being introduced in schools by the Rawat brothers. The schools must provide their pupils with a cooked lunch. Here, the main argument in favor of the new fuel is again that money can be saved by using biomass instead of gas. Lunch is cooked at the same time as the pupils are being taught. The preparation of the meal using the new cooker also has an educational effect.
The kids have a lot of curiosity why they are using this kind of smokeless chula, and why they are using the liquefied petroleum gas. So we have a very good reason to tell them. So this is all about climate change, and once the kids have this in the mind, so definitely it will help our complete Earth.
The myclimate project, therefore, not only reduces CO2 emissions, it also has many other far-reaching effects.